We're press. Sim press.
Hello there. It's New Year's. A year of Scrollies. A year of fun. A year of friends. And guess what that means, everybody? Yeah, that's right. The Scrollies budget completely tapped out. This is a bottle episode. Eggy right now and Audio are running up a bunch of clips for us. They're going through. Chunky Cat trying to do her best with the books. Scrollies is a house of cards. The best thing about that, it is your house of cards. And I am Team Ratrospective, one of the co-hosts for this little podcast that we created in 2022. I'm here with my other co-host.
You know, Ratrospective, a house of cards is easily toppled, especially by hot takes and definitions. So I wonder we're still standing at all. Hello, everyone. It's Squat Cobbler. Happy New Year. New Year's Eve. Last episode of 2022, where we've reached the end of the first year of Scrollies. The calendar year, not 365 days. That's coming up in February, but we're close. So we'll make it there, if only just slightly. Yeah, looking forward to going down memory lane, Ratrospective.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy when I look at things. Like, I remember when we were at like 12 episodes, 22 episodes. I'm like, I can't believe there are so many episodes. I mean, counting spoopies and counting bonuses, we're like almost to 50, right?
Oh, it have to be. Don't know how it all came about all together over the year. It all just kind of fell into place. Content presented itself at our fingertips, and we acted on it. Whether we acted well or not, I guess, is up to you guys. Right, Nato, tell us a little bit of what we're doing.
Well, I just want to say that I don't think I've ever worked on something this hard in my life ever before for this log. And I include college in that.
And the reward in and of itself is...
I truly have learned a lot. And I think that's always my motto is I don't do things because I'm like, oh, this will be popular or whatever. It's like, this sounds fun, or I'm going to have an experience out of this. And legitimately, I've learned a lot about audio, not podcast and editing. I mean, the Audio, who is, after making up, back in the studios. Audio!
Yeah, Audio, welcome. You know, sorry about how all that went down with Eggy. You know, I'm glad that we've made amends. I'm glad that you're back in. Please, tell the people what you've been doing while you've been away.
Audio?
I don't think his mic's broken. Eggy, say something.
Don't worry, Squatty Cobs. My mic's working.
Okay, mic's working. Audio... Are you like miming words right now? What your mouth is moving, but you're not. Okay, he's smiling. So I guess he's happy, whatever it is.
Yeah, and that's truly the most important thing. That's the best gift he could have given us. Well, like you said, we're here. Man, this is crazy. I truly feel like we've created this space in our heads, in the world, the Scrollies studio. It's kind of not a joke that our budget is cut and we can't get any guests or anything like that. That's kind of true. We're being like everybody else. We're being basic bitches. We're having stoofers for dinner.
Yummy stoofers. Macaroni and beef. I think it's a little cold in the middle. Let me mix it together. Okay, there we go. The heat's even now.
It is a clip show, everybody. I think for as much effort and time as we've put into this, we're allowed to look back and like feel a little pride in ourselves. I don't get that very often in my life.
Nato, let's take it all back to that time when.
Talk to our audience out there who also thinks Link is hot. What do you have to say to them?
He's mine. Stay away. Back off, bitch. And yeah, that's about it.
That's very fair.
That's pretty convincing argument right there.
I think they will back off.
Good.
This is kind of out of nowhere, but then, so what do you have? What's your top 5? Who's the hottest Link and who's the nottest Link?
Breath of the Wild is the top, and then Twilight Princess, because he's got the beast kind of, you know.
He has the persona.
Yeah, you got it.
I got you.
And then probably Ocarina.
Adult version, right?
No, the adult version, yes.
Naturally,
we don't,
naturally.
Not the children, please, no.
Yeah. And it's the earring, right?
Yeah, of course. Oh my god, I remember having my mom always, she can't play a game without like the official manual. Mm-hmm. And so she always would buy the manuals for the games, but she would never actually play them.
What? Really?
I remember because she would always buy all the Zelda games, and so she would get the manual, and I remember just like flipping through it and looking at the pictures of Link and like with the like earring and stuff, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's top 3. I mean, you can go on if you want, but I do notice, unfortunately for our friend Audio, that Skyward Sword Link didn't make it up there.
No, he's up there. I mean, because a lot of the other ones are children, so I'm not going to put them on the list.
Fair. Very fair. Look, I just know that Squat and Audio, they had a whole thing about that, where Squat put Twilight Princess Link first, and he dropped Skyward Sword just because he didn't like the design.
No, why not?
It's the big lips, it's the baggy pants, but it's mostly the big lips.
You know, those are great for kissing.
Audio, you say they're made for kissing, but Link sure doesn't use them.
Look, Audio, I stand by what I said about the big lips, but I mean, we made him... No, Audio, don't... Okay,
No.
he walked away. Well, I
That's
think he's just
fine.
blowing off steam. He'll be back by the new year.
Yeah. You're right. This to me was that moment where things kind of like gelled and they felt, oh, we have got Chunky Cat, we've got Audio, and then in the Discord, everyone was like, okay, what is with these numberings of Link hotness? Like, no, this is the number 1 hot Link.
Who would have guessed that the moment that we really started to shine was with Chunky Cat Thirst? Well, hey, we got there after a little bit of trial and error. Hey, only a few episodes in, you know, that is a lot better than we were in episode 1. Remember that? Remember when we started making definitions out of nowhere, and we started asking for some really unpopular opinions, such as,
do you count Smash Bros as a side scrolly?
Yes. Yeah, there's never a point in the game where you have to go into the background.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I consider a side scroll. Even DKC Returns, where you do shoot into the background, it's still a 2D plane back there. So
right. Well, and the reason I bring that up is because Metroid was the first, or because I remember that you got into like Metal Gear Solid, is it like Zelda? I guess was Metroid part of that because you played Brawl?
Metroid is part of the grander results of Brawl influencing me greatly, introducing me to dozens of new gaming properties, because at that point in time, 2008, 2009, I really only knew Mario, DK, maybe a Kirby here or there, but I mean, on consoles, we're talking about, like, I was sticking to what I knew. I wasn't getting something unless I saw a familiar face on the box.
Yeah.
PC gaming was a little different. I was willing to get a little weird there, but for these established mainly 2D franchises, that's what I played. That's what I knew.
Right.
So it's all because of Brawl that I decided to branch out, and that's I've been on a pretty steady charge into unknown waters for the last decade or so. I'd say ever since I got into high school, I've been exploring new franchises, new games, and it's all the better for it.
I'm just waiting for you to get into Final Fantasy VII, because Cloud and Sephiroth.
Any day now.
Who's to say, Rat? Who's to say about Final Fantasy VII? You know, I firmly believe if it wasn't for Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I wouldn't be here today. I'd still be playing Mario, DK, and Business Sims, and nothing more. Now, you know, Ratnado, I don't think the listeners know. Episode 1 is actually, to this day, still our number 1 most listened to episode.
Oh no!
I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing. I think what happens is when people come on to start listening, they go all the way back to the first episode. I know people that we've gotten on, like Kleben, he started listening recently. He went all the way back to the start, and he's listened in order. Other people I've recommended to, they go back to the start. So I think that's why I think they just go back to the first episode, because it's number 1. Not that you really have to. I mean, these episodes aren't really like linear. I mean, they're episodic. So I guess you can listen to them in any order you want. Now, because of that being our most listened to episode, I still get DMs to this day about how I'm wrong that Smash is a side scroller.
I knew this was going to be in there. And I just want to say, I want to put this on the record for anyone who listens to this. That was me challenging Squat. I was trying to make Squat admit things. And so I was like, he won't take this. He's not going to take the bait. And he did.
I took it as a challenge. And you know what? Challenge accepted. I stand by what I said. Smash Bros. Is a side scrolly. You go left to right, and Yeah, subspace. That's kind of my two pieces of evidence right there. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong on those 2 points.
And so began our tradition of making definitions.
Yes,
that's where it started.
Everyone's favorite part of Scrollies is when we define things. Truly, truly.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hey, there was nowhere to go but up from there, right, Ratnado? I mean, if people stuck around after that, I mean, hey, we could say anything, basically.
Yeah, no, I think if you're listening to the Scrollies still, or you listened past episode 1, bless you, and thank you so much. And if you just started with the current stuff and you've never listened to episodes 1 through 5,
just don't
you don't need
go
to.
Don't bother.
We have grown a lot, though.
I was still using Guitar Hero mic back then. We don't need to dredge up the past.
That's true. Oh man, audio. Speaking of listening to things and mics and headphones and all things audio and not visual. Squat Cobbler, you remember this? You remember when we had our first composer episode? I didn't rein you in.
You surely didn't. And let's see if that happens once again. Because once I get going, I just keep going.
All right. Well, that's a little bit about my number one composer. Hopefully, you can all have a bit of an understanding now why I see him as the greatest. But he is not the only one who is worthy of that title on the Scrollies podcast. Ratnado, please tell us a little bit about your own composer.
Nobuo Uematsu's greatest, go listen to him. All right, and we're almost there on time. We're about to hit our time mark.
All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. Looking forward to having you back.
I made a mistake indulging Squat too much on DK. We just talked for 20 minutes.
I was crossing my fingers. Let me go first. Yes, you let me go first.
No, it was great.
I think we're in for a bit of an extended episode, everyone. I'm sorry. But it turns out Ratnado was right. It's a good thing this was on the top 5 list.
That's what I'm saying, is we'd have had to fly through this. We wouldn't have had any time for anything. But yeah, no, my thoughts are pretty... I mean, I don't have as much to say.
Hey, what can I say? The DK Revolution, it burns bright. Once, I just need to spread the word. I need to spread the word of David Wise. And sometimes that gets a little wordy. And, we've since installed the DK Revolution suppression system, which is a hook that comes out from just out of frame and pulls me away from the recording space. So it doesn't have to be used yet, but it's a preventative measure that's been put in place since then.
Yeah. Squat just loves DK so much, and it always gets me every single time. I remember when we put that one out and I was listening to it on a drive because I was just I got to pick up editing stuff. What can be better? And during the thing, I remembered in the recording being time, Squat, we're at 25 minutes.
We don't always abide by the 30-minute rule. In fact, that may hold true tonight as well. But we do try and leave enough space for other people to get their voices in there, unless it comes to DK, in which case I'm going to say what I need to say, and, I'll be done when I'm done.
Yeah, no, it was great. I that is one of my favorite moments because, yeah, the DK Revolution burns strong.
Truly. It does today and every day. The DK Revolutionists over at Rareware, they are responsible for many advancements in the video gaming scene, and none more so than in their controller layouts.
However, GoldenEye was not a thing for me at that point in time. It was much later, college. I started collecting some N64 carts back before the prices blew up. They were somewhat reasonable then. And GoldenEye was one that I got for the first time then, and likewise, for the first time, I used the left side of the N64 controller exclusively to control it.
Wait, so you reached all the way across?
No. So we'll get into more details here in the video game controller episode. But I, for one, think the N64 controller isn't bad. You're just holding it wrong, everyone. There are 3 different manners you can hold this controller. It's got 3 prongs. It looks like it's made for aliens. But if you think about it, for the majority of games, platformers and the like, you're going to use the left hand on center prong, where the control stick is. Right hand on the side with the face buttons.
Right.
For 2D side scrollies, of which there are very few on the N64, you would hold left hand on the left prong where the D-pad is, right hand, right prong where the face buttons are. But for shooters and whatnot, you could hold left hand, left prong, D-pad for movement, right hand center prong where the control stick is, and use that to look around and use the trigger to shoot. That's how I play GoldenEye. I don't know if that's the main. I don't know if that's the main. In fact, from your reaction, I'm gathering that it's not the main way that you're supposed to hold the controller, but it is one of the options in the settings. So.
What? Okay, you know
to answer to come back
the
to
regular category. We got to just talk about this now. Squat Cobbler, how are you holding your controllers?
We've gone off the rails, everyone. We're talking about the N64 controller now. Change the episode name.
You know, fortunately, since this episode was recorded, I have transitioned to a new way of playing GoldenEye that is not as contentious, you could say. It's the Xbox Live Arcade port that wasn't actually released. It was developed sometime in the mid-2000s and featured dual analog and reworked textures. So if you're going to play GoldenEye now, I'd say play it that way. But that would entail taking part in using some emulators, which, last time we talked about that, we all know what happened.
That's like one of the moments. I don't know why. Maybe nobody else who's listened to the podcast is like, that's not something they remember, but I remember because like you said this to me in like chat one time and I was like, what? And then you said it in the podcast. I'm like, what? You actually did that? Like
Perry thought I was misspeaking, but I'm going to stand by my preference here. Think about it. Do you want to be aiming with buttons? No. And I mean, the C buttons, hey, they're fine for what they are when it's like item usage or like locked camera, like Mario 64. But I mean, when you're trying to aim at like enemy, you just gotta inch over. You need that analog in the N64 controller. It only has the one. So hey, D-pad for movement. It, makes sense for a FPS. Basically like the WASD buttons on a keyboard.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Makes sense to me. Hey, use what you want to use, but that's the way I'm doing about it. However, Ratnado, since the time of this recording, I have found a new way to play GoldenEye. There is a Xbox Live Arcade port that wasn't actually released. It came out it was developed in the mid 2000s by someone over on the Xbox 360. And got leaked online a couple years ago, and it plays great in an emulator. I would say that. However, last time we talked about emulators, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we gotta say, folks. I think about emulators. They're real handy. They're real. What? Huh? Who's that? Oh no! Ratnado, it's the feds! Quick! Pack away all your original copies of games. Throw them in the suitcase. Hurry to the underground bunker. Okay, folks. Okay, hey, we're back at the Scrollies secret bunker. We're gonna be finishing up this episode here.
Just catching my breath. Okay, we're in the Scrollies dungeon right now. It's
it's the only safe place.
To quote George Lucas, I may have gone too far in a few places.
Look, it's stylistically designed to be that way, but we can diminish the effect.
Truly, but it's a good thing we had that Scrollies dungeon handy. I never thought that we'd really make it public on Scrollies, but yet we did on accident when Sheriff was there. Do you remember that?
Oh, absolutely, I remember.
You know what, kids? Dreams do come true. If you give as much free advertising as you possibly can, eventually you'll get where you need to be.
Oh,
I am so very grateful to be here with you two handsome gentlemen, both wearing tuxedos. I would have never guessed for a podcast, but you know what? You're looking fresh.
You have to come right.
Only the classiest attire here on the Squirrelies podcast.
Did you say Scrollies or Squirrelies?
Squirrelies is our spin-off show. Sorry, I got my wires crossed.
That's our explicit podcast.
Yeah, it's for freaks like audio to listen to.
Honestly, that guy, I tell you.
Yeah, didn't want you guys to find out that way, but hey, Squirrelies, it allows for Scrollies to happen for you all once a week. Otherwise, I mean, how would we ever even get Scrollies done without Squirrelies? I mean, let's just say deep pockets right there with the Squirrelies listeners, right, Ratnado?
Yeah, and chitter to you guys too, to all our Squirrelies fans. They get it. If you didn't understand that, you're not a Squirrelies fan.
Yeah, and you don't really want to. Trust us. Trust us. Trust us.
Oh man, he walked out of the room. I was hoping he would stay. It's kind of fun that we have kind of an externship with audio. I mean, I love that he shows up to pretty much every recording, though. And let's look back at our best audio moments. Is that all right, Squat?
Yeah, we better do it before he comes back. I think he's finishing up with his links. Oh, I see him out there with a copy of Skyward Sword. Quick, we better do this quick.
Okay, yeah, let's play this. It's the ability to hit start, and let's say how sweet of a boy audio is.
And it's surprising sometimes, just his level of sweetness.
Maybe, okay, I think we're going to wrap it up here, but we need to do a part 2, and we're just going to talk about how sweet of a boy audio is.
Audio, do you have anything you want to say about that? Audio?
Come on, man.
Audio, you can stop doing the dishes. Come here, they're asking you a question.
Audio, look, Sheriff's here. He's here on Scrollies.
No, he's shy. He's bashful. Yeah, fine.
All right.
I really thought he'd come out of his shell for this, but I don't know.
My Etsy is the Art Fox Co. Or just DM me. I love all y'all. So, but I love Squat and Team Ratnado the most.
Oh.
Don't for audio.
Oh.
Audio, is there anything you want to say to that?
Your cool California cousins here.
Come on, Audio.
Audio?
Audio.
You try talking to him, Abby. Maybe he'll talk to you.
Audio, you're not going to talk to me? I'm your cool California cousin.
I don't think it's happening today. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, Audio.
This time he pulled his hoodie over his head and pulled the drawstrings tight. He's really bashful and shy.
We can see his nose poking out. It's kind of adorable.
It is kind of cute.
You little Bulbasaur.
And, and if Squad didn't do that audio, we never would have met you because we would have never met Code. He's nodding his head.
I mean, you can say yes. You don't have to say anything except yes. Audio? He's giving thumbs up now. Okay, we're just gonna move on.
Okay.
Eggy, thanks again. I've been Squat Cobbler of the Scrollies podcast, and I am joined by my co-host.
I'm still Team Ratnado.
And I'm Eggy.
I guess he's a co-host now too. I mean, we didn't specify in between.
Yep.
Sorry, Audio, you gotta go.
See you all next week.
Audio, you're fired. Eggy, you're sitting in from now on. All right.
Just beautiful, Audio.
Yeah, Audio, couldn't have done it without you. Really. I mean, you were just there the whole time, giving support. Oh, hang on, he's walking back in. Hey, welcome back, Audio. Oh, okay, yeah, he's happy now. He's got his copy of Skyward Sword. He says, best link. Yeah, whatever you say, Audio.
Were you listening, right, bud? Yeah, he's shaking his head. Thanks so much, Audio. Thanks for being our fearless co-host. Well, fearful co-host, I should say.
Man, those synthetic saloons, let me tell you, we've had almost all of them on Scrollies now, Ratnado. But it wasn't Audio we met first. It wasn't Abby or Sheriff. It was, in fact, another who we came across playing Myst one time. And had he not been doing that, we never would have found him because I don't watch Kaizo. I don't think you watch Kaizo either.
I don't watch Kaizo either. Well, I guess now I do because of Code. And
he brought us into the fold before, so we should say we didn't watch Kaizo leading up to that.
There you go.
Yeah, Code Synth. He's the one that introduced us to the synthetic saloon as it was in its infancy, and we finally had him on Scrollies.
Thanks for doing it again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened last time, but
Zencaster made itself no longer our go-to platform is what happened.
Hey, it might have turned out even better this time. I don't know.
Second time's a charm.
Hey, did we tell you that we're going to release the other one at some point? Basically going to be a choose your own adventure, but you're the podcast guest.
You just get to decide what you're saying.
It'll just be like long stretches of silence, and then every now and then we'll just ask a question. The lost episode.
That actually would be hilarious. It just sounds, and then you're like, yeah, that's a good point. I thought about that too. And it's just like,
I should have said we had code on twice.
yeah, exactly.
But with only one of them surviving the recording process.
Oh,
Let
man.
us know if you're listening. Do you want us to release that lost episode with all of the silences the code's little bit would have been in?
The code your own adventure. We're gonna call it.
If we get 25 emote reactions to this episode's release combined in the two Discords, we will release that lost episode in its entirety without the code segments because they don't exist. So there you go. Rally the masses. Get it to happen, everyone, if you want to hear it. But yeah. Thanks for coming back, Code, and not being upset. I mean, he's as chill as he is during Kaizo for moments like this, preparing him for these real life situations.
Oh man, that truly was that bit makes me laugh. Like that's another one where I just remember just like, and back 30 seconds and back 30 seconds. I'm just like, oh dude, we are so stupid. How did we do this? I think that's really funny and really dumb. And that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, it's a lot like that one time we had on our probably our highest profile guest, Ratrospective, and we didn't really even acknowledge it after he had his little segment. I mean, he just kind of like left and we just went about talking about composers. Remember that?
I mean, how could I forget? Honestly, it just took me a second to process it.
Ratrospective.
What?
This is Solid Snake.
No!
Hard Snake tells me that you've got a birthday coming up. That you're turning 33 years old. 33 years old? Well, it seems that age hasn't slowed you down one bit. I'm told that you're a Twitch streamer.
No!
And a podcast co-host. And a big Metal Gear 2 fan. So, that tells me that you have exceptional taste in video games. And video game characters. So I wanted to wish you an extremely happy birthday. And a superb year full of love and stealth and happiness. Still, I'd like you to try to remember the basics of CQC. To do your best to avoid getting into any unnecessary crab battles.
Crab battles.
And
Crab battle.
in this era of the fox die virus, anytime you need to go outside, please take a cardboard box. You'll just feel more comfortable in the box.
You should come in the box.
Happy birthday, my friend. And listen, anytime you're feeling down, just remember this. Ratrospective? Huh. You're pretty good.
Can you believe that happened on Scrollies Sqadnado? And then we never even talked about it afterwards. Like it happened and then the moment was gone.
Can we legally say that? I don't know if we can legally say that we had the Solid Snake on the podcast.
well, I mean, was he even there? He just snuck in and out so quickly.
That's a good point, dude. Oh my gosh,
we didn't have enough time to verify if it was actually him.
There was a split second when I'm like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And you hear me kind of go like, what? No. And then I'm like, don't. What if it's not? Bring it back down. And I'm like, no. Okay.
I've rewatched. I mean, hey, gonna break the illusion for you folks. It happened on Twitch. I made Ratrospective stream on his birthday. I told him I just need you to watch a 2-minute video and that can be it.
Yeah.
So he watched, and there's this moment where before he says anything, he just appears, and your face just goes slack, like dumb, like oh, and you probably thought it was just like a picture of him or something, like a little video clip that wasn't related, and then he actually started talking and saying your name, and
I was like trying to temper my spirits of like, don't go too crazy. That might be happening right now, but you got to keep it cool in case it's not.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you, Hard Snake has a way of making these things come together. I don't know how he did it. I really don't.
Out of character for a second, like legitimately, I don't know if I said it enough, but like, thank you. That was seriously probably one of the best gifts I've ever received in my entire life. The surprise, the subject matter, the person that it was on stream and everyone else was there was just like, this is such a cool moment.
I knew I had to do it for you, given the disappointment that was the Final Fantasy VII stream later that day. They're just walking.
Oh, I'll never.
Is that still in existence? Do we have that soundbite?
I think so. I think somebody clipped it.
Throw that in here if you can, because that rage was, oh my gosh. I've never been so entertained and yet so sad for you at the same time.
Man, I was just like, I was expecting something. Like, it was nothing, man. It was nothing.
The worst follow-up birthday gift to the best birthday gift.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Now I just want to talk about that.
Yeah, a big movie star like David Hayter. I don't really even know how he found the time. But speaking of movies, remember that time that I definitively made a statement about Avatar 2 and guaranteed that it would come out this year? In doing so,
yeah,
you're welcome, everyone.
There's a bunch of Na'vi fans who just like owe you, at the very least, like a cider or something like that.
People are coming up to me on the street and saying, "I see you, Squat Cobbler."
Oh my gosh!
There's even an Avatar game that's been announced. That huge franchise Avatar that consists of one movie and more coming, but at the moment one movie. It's a huge franchise, everyone. And there's a game coming out for it. I don't really know any more details beyond that because I just saw the trailer last year. But
wow, cutting edge stuff.
Truly, we'll just have to look forward to an update at E3. Oh wait.
Oh no. See, when people give crap to Square Enix, and not that I approve of Square Enix taking forever, but James Cameron, what's going on? What happened, James Cameron? This is I'm calling him out.
It's coming out next year, guys, in 2014 for sure. Guys, it's been delayed for just a couple of years. It'll be out in 2016, I promise.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, 2018 for sure. Hey, everyone. 2020, Avatar 2, it's coming.
Ooh.
Hey, guys, pandemic hit. We're going to push it off to 2022. Guys, I don't know if it's coming out this year. I'm going to be real.
It's getting a little late now.
But it's got a theme park, and that's pretty exciting. We'll be seeing that at RatCon, I guess.
This isn't a hot take, but Avatar, I don't get the hype for it. I don't understand. Who is the mega fan out there who's just buying all the Avatar merch?
Hey, I went to see Avatar in theaters in 3D
in
2009. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of other people like me who went to see it in theaters in 2009 in 3D.
Bro, 13 years ago.
So we're surely going to get that same turnout for Avatar 2, no doubt. hey, there are a few guarantees in life, everyone. Ratnado plays Final Fantasy, that's one of them. But another one, don't bet against James Cameron. All right, just take it for what it is. Avatar 2, it's going to be the highest grossing movie of all time, somehow, some way. I don't understand it either, but that's just how it's going to be.
Hey. Am I wrong though? Somehow it's both doing incredibly well and incredibly poorly. I'm not really sure.
It all depends on who you're talking to.
It all depends on who you're talking to. But hey, I haven't seen the new one. Have you? People say it's good, but it's like the same as the first one. So I guess good is a matter of perspective.
I didn't get the first one. Like, it was fine. I think I watched it once and I was kind of like, cool. And I've never thought about it until basically now. And earlier this year on episode 12.
And Chunky Cat holds her breath underwater as she watches it, so it's more immersive.
Yeah, literally.
And you know how much cats don't like water, so I mean that's really saying something.
Yeah.
The only thing more immersive than that, Ratnado, is I guess what happened to us on Halloween. Remember that? Oh my gosh, that was horrible, horribly
terrifying.
Uncomfortable, and yeah, a true fright, a true spoopy. We here at the Scrollies podcast would never, ever stop a tradition. Whoa, Ratnado, what's going on? Oh my gosh, the space-time is breaking apart. What's happening? Ratnado, Squat, stand back. Ratnado, I can't believe it. We've neglected our tribute to Sega. having a series of such high highs and low lows has broken the very nature of reality. We have to directly address this, Scradnado.
Oh my god! How could we have been so egotistical and prideful?
We're getting sucked in. It's time we talk about it. Oh, it smells in here. It smells like chili dog. Yeah, never did I think that refusing to. Never did I think that neglecting our Sega tribute would result in such a tragedy befalling us. But fortunately, with Plaidman, we were able to escape the Sega void. You know, Ratnado, I don't think we've really been talking about Sega or any of their properties lately. I worried about that happening again. What if something befalls us? You know, maybe. How about this? I'm going to go pick up that new Sonic game. It's probably going to suck, but I mean, you know, I'll load it up and I'll let you guys know what I think next episode. I mean, it's, you know, it's better than nothing. I got to at least like acknowledge it exists, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you'll fall on that sword, I bought it, but that's just, you know, again, fear of Sega. I don't know if I'm ever going to actually play it.
They really do rule with an iron fist. It's a shame they couldn't translate that into their console sales.
Man, a year that started off with Scrollies, it was pretty crazy, and I never thought. I always knew we were going to get guests, and we did. And they were even able to talk to you, Squat Cobbler, into doing and playing certain things that, who knows, you may never have played without that push.
You know, all it took was just a little convincing and breathing down my neck for it to finally happen. And sure enough, I loaded it up on stream, and I loaded it up on the podcast as we were recording it and played through the entire game in one sitting. How could we forget The Last of Us with Cinnamon Toast? That's a great example of a fantastic single-player experience. You know, you feel the emotions yourself 100% with that game, Last of Us. I haven't played it yet, as you know, but it's on my list.
You should right now, actually. Let's just stop the recording.
I gotta go play Last of Us. I'll see you guys later.
This is turning into let's just watch Squat play.
I need something smuggled out of the city.
Just cargo, Joel.
Do I need to remind you what is out there?
It can't be any worse than in here. Can it?
We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess.
Wow, that was really great. That was amazing. We all cried a little bit. Oh, Squat, don't cut that out.
When Kermit freaking showed up and he saved the day with friendship.
If this isn't an 18-hour podcast, Squat, cut it out. But we just had a magical experience together on The Last of Us.
It was really something to hold everyone. Yeah, and I mean, hey, I have objectively played The Last of Us. I mean, we all saw it. Well, you heard it. But I mean, hey, Ratnado, you saw it, right? I played through the whole game.
I'm a witness. It was really good.
I can tell you everything that happened in it. There was Joel and Ellie, and they were the last of us, I guess. The last ones.
Yeah.
No one else. I mean, there were other people, but they weren't us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know...
In-depth analysis.
Yeah, that was great. I can vouch for it. Squat played it. He even cried a little bit, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, big time tears. Yeah. Big sad. Hopefully Sinner remembers that as well as I do.
A year that started with him. And it is pretty crazy. I mean, when you think about it, I've known you for at least 3 cute Vembers now.
3 whole cute Vembers. That's I think the most standard metric of time we can use. Yeah. No, I can't believe it, Rat. The time has flown by.
We technically do have a couple chronologies. We've got after DK, but before at BDK are and ADK are after the Donkey Kong Revolution. But that's usually a little bit easier to do, like, you know, huge eons and ages with. For the other stuff, we use by QVember.
That's right. Large spans of time. I mean, you basically have the pre and the after. I mean, you know, we're currently in the very early stages of the after DK Revolution, but nonetheless, cute Vember. I mean, that's just such a small metric of time. That's just each year. So,
and in that time, it's kind of like, I think we've found that we think alike in a lot of different ways.
Remarkable, isn't it? It's like our minds are in sync. I really start to feel like I'm Team Ratnado.
It's terrifying, I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like for me, you know, being in this and learning about Squat, it really does give you the impression of being a Scrollies podcast host with all the swagger of a formerly thick boy. I don't know. It's pretty special, guys.
That must feel amazing.
And nowhere more was it proven than...
Are there games that you really enjoy playing, you love to fire up in your off time and give a go, but you've tried streaming them and they just aren't really doing it for you? Because I certainly have.
Do you have one?
I do have one. This may not surprise you.
I think we should say it at the same time.
Say it at the same time. Okay, let's see.
You count it down and then I'll say it.
I'll count it down.
3, 2, 1, go!
StarCraft.
Oh my God, he's wet.
Amazing, everyone. Our minds are aligned now, having done Scrollies for going on 2 months.
We almost also kind of had that for the top 5 characters. Like we didn't, not the same, but we knew.
Oh, we knew. We at least knew the number ones,
yeah.
and I guess various points of the 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Ratrospective, it's a wonder that we don't utilize that syncrecy more often, because when we do, I mean, we just strike gold. How can we forget, Ratrospective, here at the end of this clip show, the time that we coined a catchphrase for Zimu,
which is international. It is internationally recognized. I've been playing a few things. Number 1, 3 Houses, because I've got about a couple days to finish everything up before 3 Hopes, which is going to be the new Muso game, which I guess, as you know, a lot of Fire Emblem people kind of look down upon, but, who cares, because it's a great game, and it's really fun.
hey, Zimu, I see you shaking your head, I see you turning your nose, but, this is what got Ratrospective into real Fire Emblem, so the accessibility is there, and it is welcome.
Well, I mean, and I've seen a bunch of other stuff too before that. I mean, like, this is the first game that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get into it now for sure myself. And you know what? Zimris is great. This is his role on the Discord is he's a great lord, which means he's basically a main character. And right now I have support level B with him. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get support level S. I don't think that's an option. But if we can get to support level A, I'll be really happy.
Well, hey, we suppress Zimris.
We suppress Zimris, as the saying goes, as his presidential campaign will go as well. What about we Empress with Zimris?
We Empress.
Like an Empress, like, I know, but an Empress, he's Emperor, Empress, I'm taking liberties.
We Empress Zimris? Maybe.
What about we're impressed Zimris?
We're impressed Zimris. I could hear a Smash stage chanting that. Well, there you go. You say it's Fire Emblem Warriors that got you into the series, but when and if I ever start playing those games, we'll obviously be thanking Super Smash Bros. Brawl for that, because I was introduced to Ike then, my main at the time.
It all comes back to Brawl, truly. I mean, even Zimris' catchphrase.
Yeah.
Ratrospective, it's a shame that we managed to strike gold with that, and yet we didn't think to trademark it. It's taken on a life of its own. I think Mooncat Gap's selling merch now.
Yeah, Redbubble, I saw.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, it originated here, but we're just gonna celebrate the fact that we're impressed Zimris is our legacy. We've peaked with that moment, and I think just to celebrate the year of 2022, just to gather around with everyone here. Here, everyone, come in.
Yeah, come on, get in close, guys. This is really special. We have a bunch of guests here, everyone.
Yep. As the new year draws ever closer, it looks like we're close. We're close to hitting the new year somewhere in the world. Let's just say it together. Let's just bring in the new year right. All right, 3, 2, 1.
We're impressed.
All right. Hey, happy 2023. If not where you're listening to, then somewhere it's 2023. Hey, more Scrollies coming your way in the new year. Ratrospective, I'm excited. I don't know about you.
No, it's going to be a great year. Everything's going to go perfect. We're all going to be happy. Internet will be flowing. I believe, as Vivian says, it's going to be the year of the rat, at least. And I'd like to think, because we're on Scrollies, that extends to everybody. Anyone who's listening to this.
I would like to hope so. I myself, content is in the pipeline. Looking forward to getting you more of that as the year progresses. Maybe snowballing into more and more as time goes on. But good stuff lies ahead. I'm feeling good about 2023. 2022, can be rid of that. Can be rid of 2022. But Scrollies started this year, so can't knock it entirely. Gotta appreciate that.
We've got to go to February to make a year, but I kind of feel like we've done our first year here. And I don't know. Hey, maybe in year 2, our sophomore year, things are going to get really weird.
Really weird and borderline experimental. I clapped when I saw Samsonite D.
Because I know Samsonite.
All right, everybody. Have a happy new year. We'll see you next year in 2023.
I'm Ratrospective, and this is my co-host,
Squat Cobbler. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
See ya. Well, I think back to a moment where we could have had our very own podcast guest release their own lo-fi mixtape.
Oh, yeah.
We had a sample track submitted, but I mean, hey, the rest of the tape, we're just waiting on it. When's it dropping, Mooncat Gab? Okay. How about we put this at the very end as the outtake, and we'll just have the entire whisper beats at the end.
Okay, sounds good.
Hi. It is the Whisper Queen.
Mooncat Gab. Just a couple questions. Are you ready? Number 1.
What is the first world you enter in Kingdom Hearts 3? Question 2.
Out of all the Keyblade wielders in Organization 13, who has different colored eyes? And why? And why? And why? Question 3.
What exactly is Kingdom Hearts? Hopefully Squat can get this one. Question 4. The only way into Kingdom Hearts is to summon its door with its Keyblade. A weapon created when a heart of pure light and a heart of pure darkness combine. The foretellers, having an army of their own, fight to the death. And ultimately the Keyblade comes to its demise and shatters into 20 pieces. What do those pieces represent? Question 5.
Is Roxas Sora's heartless? Or Ventus's nobody? Or Ventus's nobody?